Hi again. So it's me, Alex. Since I don't really know what I want this channel to be about yet, I'm just going to say whatever I feel like saying and talking about. Also, please ignore my face. I mean, that is probably impossible because it's for YouTube. But I forgot all of my makeup at home in Chicago, and now I'm back in LA, and my parents are shipping it to me. They're very nice, but I still don't have it, so hashtag no makeup, hashtag no filter. I want to talk about long distance relationships. I think there's a lot of differing opinions about this, and it's a pretty common thing. It's controversial but very common. Full disclosure, I'm in a long distance relationship. I am dating a guy that I met in high school, and so he lives in my hometown, which is by Chicago, and now I live in LA. We started dating about 3 years ago, and I moved here to LA for about 1 year. I mean a year ago, so we've been long distance for 1 of 3 years that we've been together. So I think I like to think I know a thing or two. I have some good perspective. So basically, I kind of want to break this video up into three parts. Basically, the things that you have to do in order to be be able to survive in a long distance relationship. The things that suck about it and the things that don't suck about it. So just to start, requirement one, trust. Trust is, why am I not looking at the camera? I want to look at myself, but I want to look like directly at the. Okay, sorry if I'm not making eye contact. I'm trying to. But yeah, trust is so very key. Um, Especially if you're moving to a big city like LA, like where I am, or you're moving to New York or wherever it may be. I mean, you can't, if you're one of the people who freaks out every time their boyfriend or girlfriend has a friend of the opposite gender, you're not going to make it. And when you move to a new city, you're going to try to make friends. You're kind of desperate for friends. So you might make a few guy friends if you're a girl, a few girlfriends if you're a guy. And if your significant other it freaks out about that, even when you're with them, like when you're not long distance, it's a red flag. That means they probably can't handle a long distance relationship. There's a lot of temptation, there's a lot of this and that, and you just have to know that the other person isn't going to do anything and that you're not going to do anything. You have to trust yourself too. The second thing that you pretty much have to have if you're going to be in a long distance relationship is independence. I mean, you can't just sit around with your boyfriend or girlfriend all day. You have to, you have to have your own friends. You have to maybe have a career if you have to be really focused on your career. You just have to, if you're the kind of person who can't go 2 weeks without seeing their boyfriend or girlfriend, that's going to be a problem. So you have to have your own life. You have to be your own person, and your significant other is just a part of the person that you are and not all of it. And the third thing that you absolutely have to have if you want to be in a long distance relationship is communication. That's so huge because, I mean, when you're together, you have a fight, you can just hug, cuddle, have makeup sex, what have you, and it's all better. But it's so much easier when you're in a long distance relationship to just shut the person out for 3 days. And you have to force yourself not to do that. You have to force yourself, if you're upset about something and you guys are fighting, you have to force yourself to be able to say, hey, I'm really upset about this. Can we, I lost my train of thought. Oh yeah. Okay, so you have to be able to talk it out with that person and, say, hey, we're having a problem. Can we Skype? Can we talk on the phone? Can I text you? All you have are your words, and so you have to use that. And if you don't have a good system of communication, I don't see how it can work. And there are a lot of things that suck about it, so I'll just move on to that. The number one and pretty much most obvious drawback is the lack of physical intimacy. I mean, that sucks because for most relationships, physical intimacy and sex is a big part of that. And so not being able to not even just have sex, you're not allowed. You just physically can't. You can't hold hands. You can't cuddle on the couch and watch a movie. You just can't do that. Second drawback is not easy to forget that you're in a relationship, but it's easy to, just go about your life and kind of just have that person, like, here's what I do. I make a commitment that my boyfriend and I have to communicate every day. Even if it's just something little, like a text or a Facebook message, there has to be some form of communication every day. And so I think that's a good rule of thumb. I mean, it might be even too soft for some people. So that's something that I would suggest. And the third thing is it gets lonely. I mean, long distance relationships might be the loneliest relationship status because when you think about it, I mean, obviously, if you're in a relationship with someone you're in the same town with, you can see them all the time. And if you're single, at least you can go on dates and go out with people and hook up. But you can't do any of that. You can't really go on dates other than Skype dates. Going out, you just have to go out with your friends, which is fine. But, so yeah, it does get a little lonely, but there are good things. I mentioned communication, and a really good thing about long distance relationships are that you do improve. It's such a good practice in communication. I mean, I actually kind of prefer, because you can't just sit around and make out. Nothing that's bad. I love doing that, but you just get to know the other person so well because all you have are your words. All you can do is talk about your day or your future and this and that, and you really get to know, like, is this more than just chemistry? Is this more than just I'm just attracted to this person? Because you might think that you think this person's like some great intellectual being, but you just have a lot of chemistry. So that's when you kind of figure out, is this person on the same page with me emotionally and intellectually, or are we just genitally compatible? That brings me to number 2 benefit. Yes, there is less physical intimacy, but when you finally get said physical intimacy, it is great. Like, you haven't had any romantic physical contact for months, and then you finally see each other, and it's like a virgin Madonna. It's fantastic. Like, it's great. And that's just the other thing. Like, sex aside, seeing someone who you haven't seen for months is just this great thing. You get used to seeing someone every single day, but when you don't see that person every single day, you appreciate it so much more when they're there. It's incredible. The last benefit is, I wrote here test, like it's a good test to your relationship. That doesn't sound like a good thing, but I will just say it, if you can make it, it really improves how secure you are in your relationship. And I think if you can make long distance work, you can pretty much make any problem that comes in your relationship work. I also want to say that there should be some kind of end game. If no one plans on moving to where the other person is at some point in the future, if you don't have even kind of a vague plan of where this is going to end, then I don't think it's going to work. But other than that, that's my views on long distance relationships. Maybe I'm a little biased because I'm in one, but yeah, let me know your thoughts in the comment section or something. So yeah, thanks for watching. Bye.